All right, we are here at Lake Red Rock. This is one of my all-time favorite spots in Iowa. As you can see, we got rocky cliffs, we got forest coming right down to it. It's pretty much like the Pacific Northwest or the North Shore, only in Iowa, with dirty water. But other than that, it's pretty much the same. So if you want to get that vibe, this is the place to go. Lake Red Rock is one of the coolest spots to paddle, especially in central Iowa. It's got cliffs, it's got huge, beautiful vistas, and it's got lots of really cool forested areas around it. It also has quite a few state parks and also a county park. There's some public beaches around it. It's near Pella, so there's lots of stuff to do around it. I usually try to kayak Lake Red Rock at least twice a summer and once again in the fall when it's even more beautiful with the leaves changing color. But anyway, I have been wanting to try out this paddle-in campsite at Hickory Ridge Wilderness Area for years now, and somehow the timing just never worked out. Me and a buddy were finally able to get together and make it happen. So we decided our path was going to be, we had an afternoon and a morning. So we put in at Cordova Park boat launch, and we decided we were going to paddle about 15 miles that afternoon. So we went along the north side and we headed west from the Cordova boat launch. So that's a really cool path because it allows you to go past the Cordova Cliffs, underneath the mile-long bridge, which is really cool, past the Painted Rock Cliffs, which in my mind are some of the most spectacular and beautiful spots of the whole lake. And then the scary part is when there's lots of boats and jet skis, you actually have to cross about a half mile of open water to get to the south shore. But there, even more cliffs. You pass the super busy Elk Rock West boat launch, and then there's some even more dramatic cliffs along that. Then finally, we headed down to the Hickory Ridge campsite, which I had never been to before, was super impressed, camped, and then woke up and then just made a straight shot back to the Cordova boat launch from there. Things to know ahead of time about Hickory Ridge Wilderness Area. 1, it's awesome. I highly recommend it. 2, there's 8 campsites, and there are fire rings, and fires are allowed in the fire rings. But a big concern of mine was, what if I paddle all the way out there and I plan this trip and all 8 sites are filled because a big group came through? Well, the good news is you can actually camp anywhere because it's a wilderness area. So don't let that stop you. I know that kind of held me back for a long time until I figured out you could actually camp anywhere in the wilderness area. 2, there is a bathroom, standard pit toilet, but it is really well kept and very clean. And 3, they don't have any drinking water on site. So you do need to pack in enough water for drinking, cleaning, cooking, whatever you have planned for that. And last but not least, number 4, it is free. Free to camp. Gear list was pretty light, just standard backpacking stuff. Instead of a tent, I went with a hammock and bug net this time around, and worked out great. Just if you don't have dry storage in your kayaks, bring dry bags, load everything up, and you're good to go.
This right here, this is the red rock sandstone where this lake gets its name. For a while they thought they were actually going to get some good material out of this. They started mining it, only to find out it's too soft to really use for anything. So it all kind of tanked. But it does make for some pretty scenery.
We've gone about 10 miles total. We started right over there at the Cordova boat ramp, paddled all along the Cordova Cliffs, crossed over once we got past the bridge, and then paddled down past Elk Rock State Park and Elk Rock Cliffs. And we're kind of coming around the bend. We're here at Elk Rock East, and it's about 3 miles to Hickory Ridge from here. So we're just going to head on over that way and set up camp. Lots of boats, tremendous amount of boats. It's kind of an insane amount of boats that are on there. Luckily, we didn't get run over. There's a couple of close calls, but it's a beautiful day. No wind. Wind can be pretty bad out here, honestly. So if it's windy, you can get some pretty high waves, so you want to check those. But yeah, for the most part, it's been a perfect day. The only downside is the million other people enjoying Lake Red Rock. I'd say the other big downside is the water's really gross.
So we got camp all set up. There's no one here. There was pre-stacked firewood, there's fire rings, there's a bathroom with toilet paper, there's this nice shelter house, there's poison ivy kind of everywhere though. That is the one catch. Mosquitoes and poison ivy. But overall, I'm like super impressed. This place is like really, really nice. They got a nice mowed. Well, it's not mowed. I think there's like a road, but it does look like they've done some mowing here. This is really, really nice. Good job, people who maintain Hickory Ridge.
So we got our camp set up. My buddy slept in a tent. I slept in the hammock with a bug net. We had a really nice campfire going, had a wonderful supper. Another person actually paddled in and joined us for some great company. One thing that was really cool was it was actually the peak of the Perseid meteor shower. So we got to see a lot of really cool meteorites, shooting stars. The only downside of the whole night was it was really loud. There was a farm dog barking. There was probably 2 or 3 separate packs of coyotes that just kept howling to each other and riling up the farm dog the whole night. So between that and the barred owls, I didn't get much sleep, but it was still worth it. Beautiful night. In the morning, I was greeted to a beautiful sunrise, and we quickly packed up our stuff, loaded up the kayaks, and carried them back down to shore, and then just took off right away, made a beeline straight back over to Cordova Boat Ramp.